and now that she's gone, you feel like you can come up to him and be demanding stuff? No ma'am. I didn't even remember. The Underdogs, baby. The Underdogs. You on your own, bro? Like, anybody doing that for you? Boy, hello? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Comfort. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really do appreciate you. Yes, and I am going to work on getting like a steady schedule, a back-to-back, like a quicker schedule, but y'all just rock with me for now. And I really do appreciate those that are still with me, that still watch the videos, even though they're a little bit late. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. All 540 of you guys mean a lot, and I really, really appreciate it more than you know. So thank you so much. Y'all, we are back with another challenge episode, episode 12, y'all, of the challenge Ride or Dies, y'all. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Y'all, this episode, it was giving nostalgia, it was giving trauma, it was giving trigger, it was giving reoccurring. There was some victory. If y'all haven't figured out by now, I am rooting for Mariah's team. Y'all know I don't see it for Fessy. If you don't know, if you're new here, I'm not a fan of Fessy, so I'm always on, typically I'm on the team that's anti-Fessy, even though Fessy's not as bad as he used to be, but I'm still not team Fessy. I just can't see it for him. He's too unstable for my liking. So I'm on Mariah's team. I want Mariah's team to win, especially since my good sis Amber is on Mariah's team. It's really whatever team Amber's on, that's the team that I'm rooting for. So luckily for Mariah, Amber's on her team, so I'm rooting for you, girl. So yes, you know, so we had a little victory. Oh, and then Jordan, y'all. I don't know what has happened. I used to really dislike Jordan, but y'all, I love Jordan. Is like my fave right now. Like, I love Jordan. He's giving me like CT energy. Shout out to CT. Shout out to the GOAT, right? He's giving me CT energy and I'm loving it. It's great. It's just, you know, a little bit of cocky with like results behind it. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad. So I'm loving Jordan so far. I mean, it's Team Jordan. It's for the guys. It's Team Jordan for the ladies. I mean, Chauncey, you know, because of Amber. But it's Team Jordan and then it's Team Amber. Those are the people that I'm really, really, really going for, right? That I would be upset if they left the game, essentially. So let me know who y'all are rooting for. Who y'all want to win it? Who do y'all think is going to take it? Like, let me know who y'all are actually rooting for in the comments. Please just put a hashtag of whoever, team, whoever, right? That you're winning, even if it's Fessy. You can go ahead and do that too, right? Go ahead and like this video. Hit the thumbs up right down there. Hit the post notification bell. It's the bell that's next to the thumbs up. I think it's next to the subscribe button. Also, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and grow our community here, you guys. Obviously, we're like-minded. Obviously, we have the similar characteristics. We like to laugh at the same type of thing. So let's grow our community, you know, so we can find our people and gather and laugh and kiki and grow and build together, right? So the episode starts with Amber's win, you know. So Amber won against Nerese. Unfortunately, you know, well, Nerese is not at home. She's in the back waiting in the wings, you know, like Kenny and them was, because of the ride or die thing that TJ said, where you don't get out until your ride or die gets out. But Amber's back in the house. This one, you know, her man rubbing her down. She's all bruised and battered up because she gave her all. Jordan is like, you know, they can't afford to lose any more women. They can't afford to lose any more people, period, from their team. So they got to get it together. Nelson, you know, obviously he misses Nerese. He feels like she turned everything around for him. He has actually had a very good season since Nerese is with him, and she's a really great competitor. So rightfully so, it's understandable that he misses his ride or die. No shade, no tea. If you would have been doing those shenanigans earlier, she might not have had that big of a target on her back. I mean, maybe Tori would have buttered him. Everybody else wouldn't have been feeling away, you know, but you know. And Chauncey's so proud of Amber, you know. He's helping her with her hand. Her hand's all bruised up. They're like, they really want to win the $1 million together. She said it was weird for being up there without him, but that they're on the same page about marriage and kids and the house and the whole thing, and their $1 million will help them with that. It's so cute. They're really like, you know, like a real grown-up relationship. I love to see stuff like that. You know, people really be getting married on these challenges. A lot of them have ended up married. They didn't meet on the challenge, but you know, obviously they're cute. They're really great. So Bananas is talking to Nani, and this is the next day, and he's basically trying to figure out how he's going to protect Nani on the other team, and he's kind of worried if he's being a good teammate. Like, he being all considerate. It's really sweet. And Nani is like, absolutely, he's being the best teammate. He's made her feel so comfortable, and he's so strong, and that she absolutely absolutely would not ask for a better teammate. So, you know, they're having their Banani moment. It's cute. So then, y'all, we pan to Nelson, and Nelson is in their phone room, or, you know, where they call their family or friends, and he calls Corey. So he calls Corey, and Corey's like basically just hyping him up, like, you know, encouraging him, don't get down. He's like, I can feel it in your voice. You kind of get down on yourself. Like, don't get down. Stay focused. Stay positive. You know, don't get discouraged. Like, you're going to be good. He's like, you really need to take Bananas out because you're probably not going to beat him in a final. Get Fessy out of there low key because you're probably not going to beat him in a final. And Nelson is like, damn, well, I'm working with Fessy. Like, we good. He's like, you working with the enemy. What's going on? But do what you want, you know. But he just basically like encouraging him and saying that you got to bring home that W. Think about your mom. Think about what you're doing it for, and do what it is that you need to do to make sure that you win. And Nelson like appreciates it, and you know, it gets him all hype, and he starts to feel better about himself. So then Jordan also is in the phone room, and Jordan makes a call to his friend, his humanitarian friend in the Ukraine. And so I guess this is shot around the period when all of the stuff started happening with Russia invading Ukraine, and they were able to raise 75 ton of supplies and materials for people, and he was out there himself helping a lot of the soldiers and a lot of the military people out there. Just really incredible. Like, Jordan, he's great. He's pretty solid. He's not perfect, but he's a pretty solid guy. And so that was really nice to see him talking to his friend. His friend said he couldn't wait for him to get out there, and it was a really nice moment for him to share like what he's been doing as far as being a humanitarian and giving back. And he said that, you know, he's won a lot on the challenge, and he's basically put those funds to good use, and he wants to win more because he has a lot more life left to live, and that is a fact. So then y'all, we pan to Fessy talking to Mariah. So Fessy, because it's a guy's elimination day, is trying to get Mariah to somehow, I guess, throw the challenge so that his team can win, so that he doesn't end up going home. And Mariah is like, why would I do that when you didn't do that for me? Like, sir, no. And Fessy's like, well, you didn't come over and ask me that. Because I shouldn't have to. If that's what we doing, then that's what we doing. But if not, then like, you on your own, bro. Like, anybody doing that for you? Boy, hello. And basically, Mariah is kind of losing. She's kind of annoyed with the whole Fessy thing. Like, she's really irritated by him, and she's like switching more over to like wanting to have Bananas as her number one guy, and Fessy is like number two. Fessy still thinks that, oh, he has a hold on Mariah and that she still got him, but it's like, boy, bye. Devin is giving the green team, or what, Mariah's team, a pep talk. They are now the underdogs. They're dogs. I'm a dog. You a dog. We're a dog. Everybody's a dog. You know, just basically trying to lift their spirits, saying that they can't afford to lose again. This is a guy's elimination day. Horacio's in it too. Like, we have to win so that we can stay in this game, and we can get some power, and we can have them shaking instead of us shaking all the time. Like, we can do that, right? So he basically is just building their morale, and they have their little dog puppy thing, and I'm I'm with it. It's really funny. So y'all, then we get to the daily challenge. The daily challenge is called Chopper Drop. So basically, each team is on a platform, except for the two members of Fessy's team, because they have extra people on their team, each on a different platform. But the teams that are on the helicopter picks them up from a platform and takes them, and there are different drop points. There is a 50 drop point, I think there's a 70 drop point, and then there's a 100 drop point, and you get those points. And then once you're dropped, then you have to swim to another platform, and whoever gets there in the fastest time or gets all the points wins the daily challenge and has the power, right? So first it is Fessy's team, and of course, goofy ass Nelson. He's so, oh my god, this boy is so goofy. Everybody hanging on a helicopter, just hanging like a normal human being. Girls, guys, all of them just hanging regular. Nelson over there, Nelson doing ballerina. Nelson doing pirouettes. Can you just be not goofy for 1 second? He's spinning around. He can't get a hold of it. Oh my god! And he's holding on for dear life. It's so bad. Anissa and Olivia are the women that are on the platform, because they decided that they're not the strong swimmers, so they don't need to be the ones that drop and then have to swim, so they let them swim from the platform. Then two team members drop in the 50, two drop in the 75 or 80 or whatever, and then Chauncey and Nelson, because they're also not strong swimmers, try to drop in the 100, so that it's a closer swim. It's a shorter swim for them. and they get it. So they get all 440 points and they swim to the end of the platform, but they leave their girls behind. Like, it ends up being Tori and Mariah struggling to get to the platform, and the guys are literally on the platform like screaming at them to get on the platform. Like, hello, it's a team sport. Why not go and help them? Like, why did y'all rush to the platform? And they're over there sticking their toe out to like, oh, okay, let me help you with my toe. Like, just not helpful, just very selfish. One person that did surprise me is Fessy. Fessy actually went back to help one of the female teammates get onto the platform, and it was actually really, really nice. Like, it was really nice and sweet to see, and so that was really nice to see. Oh yeah, Casey is also one of the, it was Casey and Tori, that's who was struggling. So they get on the platform, and it kind of seems like they get delayed because obviously they left their women out to dry in the water, right? So then, y'all, we are on to Mariah's team. So Mariah's team is hanging on the platform. Nobody's on the ground because they don't have enough team members. So they start going in the helicopter. They also drop in every single checkpoint or every single port that they're able to drop at. So they get the full 440 points. Jordan and Horatio drop in the 100. So they get all 440 points. But Jordan is like, we're only as strong clearly as our weakest players or as our weakest swimmers. So he says he's such a good swimmer. Him and Horatio are such good swimmers that they can afford to swim back and help some of the girls and then swim up. Jordan goes back and literally like pushes the women up to make sure that they're able to get some traction and get some movement and move a little bit faster, which, like, incredible. Hello, all about Jordan. So they get on. Horatio helps Amber get on, and Jordan helps the rest of the women get onto the platform, and they finish their time also. So it's basically a race for time. So TJ says that out of the two, it's less than 2 seconds is what divided them, right? And y'all, guess who won? Guess who won? The Underdogs, baby. The Underdogs win, aka my good sis Amber's team. Y'all know that's the only person I really care about. They win the elimination. The tables have turned. The other team, obviously, they're like, boo, sad, ha 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 ha. They go back to the house, you know, to get ready for the deliberation. So y'all, so we back to the house, and it's in-house tea. So the in-house tea is that Nelson is talking to Fessy, and Nelson is nervous because he knows that he basically threw the entire other team into the elimination when he was doing his shenanigans before with him and the Reese, and that he knows he got a target on his back, and what he doesn't want is for them to put him up against Fessy because they're also trying to get Fessy out, and then it's a repeat of his trauma when Fessy traumatized him the last time, and he's like, he does not want that. Fessy's like, he don't want that, but we got to get our heads in the game. Let's not dwell too much on it. Let's just get prepared for whoever has to go into the elimination. And then on the other side of the house, Chauncey and Bananas are basically making a deal that if either of them pull the draw, that they're going to save each other. Obviously, they're not going to be saving Fessy or Nelson because they don't have nothing to do with each other or their alliance. And they're like, okay, cool, good. Which, shout out to Chauncey for making, I mean, that was a smart deal because he's not going to make a deal with Nelson. And if he doesn't make a deal with Nelson, he can't really make a deal with Fessy either. So y'all, then we get to the deliberation. And you know, it's Team Underdog, gang gang. And Team Underdog, they're basically deliberating on what their plan of action is going to be. And they've decided that it is in everybody's best interest to keep Chauncey on the other team. And obviously Amber loves it. Devin even writes up a thing, this Operation Save Chauncey. And basically what it comes down to is that most people on the team, you know, Nerese is not there to vouch for Nelson either. Most people on the team want Nelson to go into the elimination because he said their names. They also want Fessy because he said their name, or he's the strongest, or he wasn't able to save them. So it's between Nelson and Fessy that's going into the elimination, and Bananas even gets thrown here and there, but Mariah's not having it because Mariah's like, she's not saying Fessy's name and she's not saying Bananas' name. So what? No. And she says she feels like she's always in the middle of them because she has to make a decision, and she hates that, but you know, it is what it is. So y'all, then we get to the deliberation where the different competitors come in. So first is Chauncey. They kind of let Chauncey know that they think it would be a good idea to keep him, and they say that if he draws, who is he gonna save? He says he don't want to say no names. Amber's like, babe, don't worry, you can trust me. I'm not trying to set you up. He's like, I love you, that's cool, but also not gonna share that information with y'all. I respect all of these guys, they're great competitors, and you know, I'm just not gonna do that basically. Then Bananas comes into the deliberation room. Nani's like, I'm not gonna say your name. And Mariah's like, I'm not gonna say your name. So Devin says that 7 wins is very daunting. It's something to consider when voting you into elimination. He says, what do you think? Banana says, well, I'm not the one to beat in this particular game. Fessy is the one that's beat me on every single daily challenge, every single thing that we had to do. Fessy's the one. So if you really want to go after the best of the best player right now, it's Fessy that you should go after, which, you know, it's a must. Y'all, so then Nelson comes in, and Nelson basically, you know, starts by saying that he knows he made some bad decisions. He knows he put some people in elimination, so he knows it's not personal. So they ask, who does he think he'll save if he pulls the save? And he says that he doesn't know. To be honest, he feels like he can beat anybody. That's just how he feels about it, that he's not nervous about it, that he feels like he can beat anyone. So that's basically how it goes with Nelson. So Fessy comes in the room, and Fessy is just basically like, you know, he hopes Mariah's not gonna say his name. Mariah's like, never, I would never say your name. He's like, you know, everybody else, if y'all put me in there against whoever, it's gonna be do or die. Like, I go all out. It's not gonna be something light. So if it's something physical, whoever's in there, if they get hurt, they get hurt. Like, it is what it is. That's basically how I took it as. So just think about that before you put me in and who you're gonna put me in up against. So then y'all, we pan to Jordan and Devin talking privately about basically what they're gonna do with the vote. And Jordan says that he's feeling like it should really be Fessy because he's a strong competitor, and that his gut is telling him for it to be Fessy. He's saying that who should go up against Fessy. He says it makes the most sense for it to be Nelson up against Fessy so that you can break up their little alliance and their protection that they have for each other, which very smart. Damn, cold-blooded. Devin is like, I'm with it. It's cool. I'll say it like it is what it is. If you need me to say it, I'll say it. And he's like, okay, cool, bet. Amber and Chauncey are in the bed, and Amber is just basically encouraging Chauncey, you know, that he should. She feels like everybody is really looking to protect him in the game because they look at him like a rookie, so they're not really seeing him as a threat, so they're more likely to keep him in the game, which is, you know, Operation Save Chauncey. So then Fessy is talking to Jordan about making peace. Not that like they have real, oh, they do have beef, because I didn't even remember. Fessy is the one that was shenanigan with Tori. Y'all, I didn't even remember that when I was watching chat. I thought he was talking about on some gameplay, but ooh, Jordan had plenty of reasons. So basically, Fessy is saying that they should call it a truce and that they should duke it out when it gets to the final. That he really feels like, you know, Jordan is going to be somebody that wants to see him in the final, and that way that he can win fair and square. Jordan is like, he's not going to say his name. It's not a guarantee that he's not going to go in because everybody else may say his name, but he's letting him know he's not going to say his name. He don't play a dirty game like that. And Fessy is like, he don't know what to believe, but he knows that Jordan typically stands on his word. So he's like, okay, cool, I'm going to take him for his word. So then guess who ruins it? Over eager ass Tori. So Tori gonna go over there. I don't know if it's because Nurys is gone, why she felt like she had some type of veto power, why she felt like she had some type of chutzpah to be able to come up to Jordan in mid-bike, mid-spin, and be threatening him with the state of their relationship, talking about things are going to be different in our relationship if you do anything, if you make a decision that is untoward our team, just know that it's going to change our relationship. And Jordan is like, well, I can understand that. And he says, and we said that before we got into this, that we're not going to be playing with our emotions or relationship, and now you're doing that. I don't take kindly to threats, but I'm going to consider everything, but just keep that in mind. And she's like, well, I'm just saying, letting you know that it's going to change everything, and you know that is what it is. And he's like, okay, cool, we'll just keep that in mind that we said we weren't going to do that, but cool, right? We moved to the elimination. It is the elimination grounds, and it is time for Fessy's team to decide who they want to throw into the elimination, y'all. So first, oh no, not Fessy's team, I'm sorry, strike that out. It's time for the underdog team to decide who they want to throw in elimination, aka Mariah's team, aka my good sis Amber's team, okay, period. So the underdog team, is time for them to vote. And y'all, the vote, oh my god, the vote has shenanigans, but it worked in my favor. It's whatever. So Jordan is actually first out the gate. TJ asked him first. So Jordan says that he had all intentions to keep his word to Fessy about not saying his name, but because somebody, Tori, came up to him and tried to threaten him about his vote with the state of their relationship and hold it hostage, he says that he does not negotiate with terrorists. I said, damn it. And you a damn terrorist, Tori. So he said that because of that, he's going to have to go back on his word and say Fessy's name because he doesn't like threats. He don't take kindly to threats from terrorists. And Tori's like, don't put that on me. That is not my fault. Don't try to put that on me. Like, please be a man about it. I told them that you would never do that, and then you did it, so it's cool, but don't try to put it on me. Which, I mean, okay, yeah, don't try to put it on her, but also don't threaten nobody because this is what you get. And stop trying to act like you have this veto power. Y'all are not together. Like, he was literally just up Nurys's behind behind, and now that she's gone, you feel like you can come up to him and be demanding stuff. No ma'am, no ma'am, foul on play. So then it's Amber's turn. Obviously, Amber picks Nelson. Devin says Fessy. Nani says Nelson because Nelson voted her in bananas. Voted her in bananas. Horacio says Fessy. I can't recall why, but I'm sure it's because he voted them in. Y'all, now, I mean, I don't care what she did because it didn't hurt or help me. But Mariah thinks that she's doing Fessy a favor by burning her vote and not saying his name or saying Nelson's name. So she gonna say Chauncey out of nowhere, which, okay, watch your mouth. But it made it so that it's not tied between Fessy and Nelson, that Fessy is the one that's absolutely being voted into the elimination. So she didn't think that went through. So y'all, then it is the draw. So the draw is between Bananas, Nelson, and Chauncey, y'all. So Bananas pulls and he does not pull the safe, y'all. Chauncey pulls and my boy pulls the safe. And of course, Chauncey keeps his word to Bananas and he saves Bananas because Nelson played them. And good night. That's what you get. Don't play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. So Bananas is safe with Chauncey, and Nelson, Nelson and Fessy got to go up against each other again. Oh my God. Talk about trauma. This is trauma. This is real trauma. So y'all, the game that Fessy and Nelson are playing is called Spearheaded. And it's basically where they have these spears that are stuck into a drywall. And they have to first untangle these chains that are covering the spears. Once they untangle the chains, then they have to take each spear out of the drywall and put them into a socket. And whoever does that the fastest wins the elimination, y'all. So they're kind of neck and neck. Fessy will pull one, then Nelson will pull one, then Fessy will pull two, and Nelson will pull one. But then y'all, it's not closing. Child, Fessy is whooping behind. When Nelson gets close, Fessy starts pulling the ones up top, and you know he's really tall, and Nelson is really short. So it's not a good look. It's actually really sad. And Nelson did not quit, but that boy lost bad. He lost bad to Fessy. But it was different circumstances because Nelson did some snake stuff, and Fessy did not play Nelson. They still were able to remain friends and all of that. So that is the upside to it, I guess. So y'all, Fessy is the winner, unfortunately, and Nelson gets sent home, and he really gets sent home because you remember Nerese got sent out, and so now Nerese does not have a chance to come back in the game. Dang. And TJ tells them behind the thing that, you know what, Nerese was waiting, but you unfortunately got sent home, so Nerese is also out of the competition.